Hey Sam 5.23 here. Now, I feel reluctant to say before I start this video because that's what I always say, but before I start this video, I would like to apologize for the one only in 720p and 16 by 10 aspect ratio instead of 1080p 16 by 9, and also for the not as good audio quality. Right now, I am on vacation, so I only have access to my laptop and none of the fancy gear I usually use, so boo-hoo. Anyway, let's get on to the video. Today I'm doing something a bit simpler. I'm going to be reviewing 3 different types of Ender Pearl launchers. 2 of them I invented, 1 of them I took from someone. But anyway, let's get on to the first one. So this one, the way it works is you stand here, then you hold down, I'm going to stop that so you can hear it. You're going to hold down right click on this, and then you're going to walk forward onto the pressure plate. So and it sends the Ender Pearl pretty far. Works in survival mode too. And I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to build it, but basically what we have here is the pressure plate goes to a redstone torch, which is powering that piston, so it'll retract. And then this redstone torch powers that, which powers this redstone torch, and on a delay it powers that piston. So basically that is powered and this inverts it. So we get that. So when I do this, it goes flying. Anyway, the next one's a bit more complicated. So we've got this machine right here. Doesn't all have to be made out of obsidian. I just did because it's what I had in my inventory. So if I'm going to walk onto this block, I'm going to hold down right click on this, and then I'm going to step forward onto that pressure plate. So that sends me way over here. So let's do it one more time. And I think it hit that pillar. It would have gone further if it hadn't hit the pillar. Yes, it hit the pillar, so I probably would have landed somewhere around here. Anyway, basically, how that works is on here, we have a pressure plate. And when I step on this, it powers these iron trapdoors. That's what I was going to say. And this works off the fact that you can't do any right-click action when looking at an iron trapdoor or an iron door. So when I step on this, though, it opens them, and therefore the hitbox changes, and I can throw the Ender Pearl through them. And, so we've got that. It powers them. So, and that powers them by coming up here and going into those blocks, which powers the blocks next to it. And then it also comes up here on a delay and powers this double piston extender right here, which is sort of weird. It powers that double piston extender, and when it's done, it comes down here and powers that piston, which will bring the slime box back. So, see? So, anyway, yeah, that's a bit more complicated, but we have that, and flings it pretty far. So now the last one is terribly overcomplicated and unnecessary. I did it. I wonder what this button does. Nothing. Okay. Anyway. Oh wait, no. The second to last one. Basically, this terribly overcomplicated one that's very resource intensive works off of this mechanic where we have looking at an iron trapdoor, running, and then it flings me up, and now I'm way over here. That's pretty simple. All it is we have this tripwire, which then powers that piston with a slime block and sends me flying up. And because I'm looking at that, now, once I can't see it anymore, since I have upward velocity, it sends it further. Now this takes that mechanic really seriously and makes it way overcomplicated. So basically, we're going to come in here, close that, put a button there, press it, hold down right click on those pixels, and that did send an Ender Pearl in it. Landed me in this hole, apparently. But that happened way too fast for me to can say what I wanted, what I was trying to do. So I'll go into here. I'll put a button there, and I'll press the button. I'll make sure I'm standing in between these blocks, in as far back as I can go. I'll press the button and look at those pixels and hold right click on the door. And I'm in the hole again. So, usually it sends me further. I think it's lagging because I'm recording. But basically, it takes this mechanic way too far. Like, way, 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 way too far. Basically, what happens is, when I press the button, which is here, it sends a signal out here, and down here, and basically, right here, we've got a piston elevator. And the piston elevator sends me way up to the top, and the iron trap doors are so that I don't go ahead and throw the ender pearl, and these, well, they keep the iron trap doors open. So, there's that. And, so once it gets to the top up here, basically, where do we have the output? This is the output from the, piston elevator. As soon as I hit the top, this will fire, just simply because of the way the piston elevator works. And it'll send a signal over here first onto that block, because as you'll notice, there's nothing here. The piston elevator will push that block up and out, but this still needs to be pushed up. This still needs to be pushed out. So this right here has a piston right there that'll push that out. And then after a short delay to make sure that I'm there, it'll fire this double piston extender. And that double piston extender will send me over here, where then we have that slime block on a piston that is then powered. Where's it powered from? This is so confusing. I don't even know where it's powered. Somehow it's powered. I'm not sure. I think it's powered from above. Yeah, that's it. It's powered after a delay to make sure I'm there, and that'll basically fire me across. And that'll basically fire me across up to here, where we have a double piston extender that'll push me up, and this double piston extender will push me across and down into here, where we have a whole lot of fence posts that'll be right-clicking with the ender pearl until I hit down here, and that pulls them away. And then it won't power until a short amount of time again. But if I shift as I'm going down there, you'll be able to see. Basically pulls all of those fence posts away, and it does that. And it does that with this tripwire and this circuit right here. And also, I have to have fence posts the entire way up here to make sure that I don't throw the ender pearl. And then what this thing is since I'm being catapulted over there, I won't be able to reach that. This is there. And this is right there. And then basically, after this is done, just after a short delay, this piston will pull it out of the way. And then by the time I get there, I'll be able to reach. There'll be a short delay, but by the time I'll get there, I'll be able to reach this, which then after that happens, I'll be pushed down there. Yeah, I know, very complicated. And now that you know how it works, let's do it one more time. I have to replace the button every time because the piston elevator destroys it. But let's go here. And I've thrown the ender pearl, and now I'm just here. Yeah, very resource intensive, very overcomplicated, and very unnecessary. I think it would be best just to stick with something like that. But yeah, that even sent me further. Or something simple. But anyway, that's about it for today. Next week I should be back at home, so you'll have the higher quality again. And I'm also trying to get my own gaming computer, so when that comes around, That'll be cool. Anyway, yeah, comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye. Did not mean to throw that.